Alright, hello YouTube. Are you ready for the sickest shit you've ever seen in your entire life? Get ready. You're not ready. Holy fuck. Alright. It's not a national tournament unless you're paired with someone you know. And in this case, not only was I paired with someone I know, I was paired with like my top three, one of my top three most played opponents of all time. Like, I want to look just to make sure. There's a ton of games on my channel where I analyze, like, playing him. Yeah, so I have 29 games with him, 29 rated games with him. I've played 2 matches with him, and he's like, he has been the opponent I've hated playing the most at times, because I just, like, get really good positions against him and then lose, because, like, well, there's lots of issues, but, like, I've been slowly fixing them, like, one by one. And, like, this gives me so much hope because the way this game went makes me feel like I'm actually making progress as, like, not only a chess player, but, like, as a human being. That's what this game was to me. So before the game, I was talking to some of my friends, Show, Roman, and Stephen Willie, I think. We were, like, prepping me sort of, like, verbally, because I knew that if I played e4, it would be a Philidor. I knew that if I played d4, it would be a Philidor. Or if like d4, d6, c4, he plays e5 there. And none of it mattered because he played knight f6 and I went knight f3. And then he played d6 and no one was surprised. And I went for like an early g3. I don't know why. It was just sort of flexible. Knight d7, bishop g2, e5. Castles, bishop e7. So he puts his pieces like this no matter what you do. He plays his first like 10 moves and then he looks up to see what you did. So he's playing the Philidor, I'm playing whatever this is. I play c4, c6, knight c3, castle, e4. So this is like very similar to lots of King's Indians I've played before, except the bishop is on e7 and you know, it's different. And I think that it's actually much, much worse. I think the bishop would be a lot happier on g7 than it is on e7, especially because of how he played. So he actually took on d4, which I found shocking. Because this reminds me a lot of, like, these positions where black plays like this, and it's like h3, rook e8, rook e1. And this is what I had against Sam Cannon. And I know this structure pretty well. I know like the nuances pretty well now. So I was able to just apply what I knew there to this position. It worked out pretty well. So he played knight e5. If he played knight c5, which I think is the obvious choice, I was just gonna play h3 and rook e1 and b3, or maybe b4. If he plays knight e6, maybe I play knight f5. I could play for f4. Like, it's just good. I have the center. I'm happy. But knight e5 is fucking weird. Because I go b3, I defend my guy. He goes queen b6, which is extremely weird. Just because I played b3 doesn't mean I'm gonna play bishop b2. In fact, a lot of the time in those King's Indian structures, you do play b3 and bishop and h3 and bishop e3. So that's what I did. I played h3 because I want to play bishop e3 without being attacked. He goes a5, I ignore him and play bishop e3, and now queen c7. My position could not be any better. Like, with equal material on the board and no, like, unbelievable mistakes that black has made. Positionally, he is lost. So I play f4 and knight g6, and this was one of my longer things in this game because I really wanted to play knight f5, because if he takes, he has to play knight h8, and I was going to send the game to Dennis for his thought. I thought Dennis would like that. But also, he doesn't have to take. I thought he was just going to play like rook e8, and then like I have to take on e7, which like my position is fantastic. I have big center, 2 bishops. It's a hell of a life. But also, I didn't want to trade my knight for that bishop. So I just put my rook on c1. He played rook e8. king h2. I'm just slowly building up, and I was being like Mickey Adams. I'm crawling up the board. We do a little spooter, man. Bishop d7, queen d3. Again, I'm just bringing another piece in. I'm reinforcing the center. I'm defending my loose pieces, connecting the rooks. I have 1,000 ideas that are good. I can double the rooks in various ways, on various files. I can play for g4. I can play for, like, I don't know. I can double on the, or triple on the d file. I got a lot of shit. Alright, so he goes bishop f8. He's just kind of shuffling his pieces around. And I played the best move here, which I'm pretty happy with. So, what are the 3 questions? Dance. Alright, what are the three questions? Go. What are weaknesses? Step 1, what's your worst fear? Alright, weaknesses. The biggest weakness on the board and also in the entire world is d6. Other weaknesses. b6. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you would count, like, all of his terrible pieces as weaknesses, but, like, those are the weaknesses, you know? So, there's that. Our opponent's idea, I have no fucking idea. I don't know. I don't think he has one. And what is our worst place piece? Can we combine at least 2 out of the 3 things? That is the question. Go. And if you can combine 3 things, you get bonus points. So Mr. Hosta, knight a4 is second best, and it does one thing. It puts pressure on b6. I want to put pressure on d6, I want to put pressure on b6, and I want to fix my worst place piece all at the same time. Can we pin the 3 steps? Okay. It doesn't let me pin the stuff anymore for some reason. I have to do it in Streamlabs. Here, we'll pin this guy. I'm just going to go through every legal move. Okay, we haven't identified what the worst place piece is, and I struggled to do so, honestly. I think that, shockingly, the worst place piece is the knight on d4. I think that's going to be surprising to most people, except for Loot Delivery Guy. He knows. The only thing the knight on d4 is doing is attacking the f5 square, as he said. And it could do that via g3. So I played knight d to e2, which is the best move. Stepping out of the way to allow more pressure on the d file, stepping out of the way of the bishop to allow more pressure on the b6 square, and preparing to reroute the knight to g3. So, like, pretty good. And now, this position is so fucking sad for black that the best move is bishop c8. Like, God. yeah, this is way too positional for me. Where are the forks and checks? Bruh, yeah. So, this is bad. So my opponent played c5, and I that gave me a bit of a giggle, because yes, okay, b6 square, sure. The other big thing I considered was actually Hosta's knight a4. And I was like, I don't know, like maybe he goes here. I have to go here. It's like, this looks good, but I thought I had better. But now it's like an improved version. So he plays c5, and I don't even have to like do that stuff. Now he just has these extra weaknesses for nothing. So c5 I found horribly weakening. So what to do here? I played another best move, another positional move. So we have 1 million good ideas, but practically speaking, what is the sickest, most brutal way to crush our opponent's soul and their will to live? What is our opponent's idea? Chess lover, a4. Our opponent's only way they're ever getting out of the suit is if they open up at the queen side and somehow make some bullshit happen there. So we just simply play a4 and we just shut it down before it ever starts and just kill all future counterplay, all hope. So a4, is another, yeah, sick punishing move. All right, so bishop c6. I think it's time to finally fix our knight on e2. So we go g4. We want to play knight g3. We also have idea of bishop f2 to g3. If we want it. It's just a good position. Now we played this move knight h4, which I had, you know, you obviously have to consider when you're playing g4 because it's vacating that square. But I saw this, and in my head, when I was doing my blunder checking, because I was blunder checking now. I blunder check like crazy against Rhett because that's how he beats me, is like weird ass tactics. But I saw like bishop h1, and I was like, what is your knight doing? Like, my position is so fucking good. Like, I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this, I have, again, like, it's whatever you want. It's a style thing at this point, how you want to play this. And now, guess what my opponent did? I don't think you're going to be able to do it. Now, to be fair, he's lost. Resign. G5 is actually not a bad move. I think G5 is actually, like, reasonable. And that would be, like, the self-service principle of if your opponent has a good pawn move, you know, it might be a good move for you to make too. So, like, the idea behind G5 would actually to be, like, do this, and try and slow down some of the play on the king side. So I don't think G5 is even that bad. He sacked the knight. My opponent played the move, knight takes e4, and I shit my pants. Because this is what happens to me. I blunder checked this move before he played it. I was like, all right, let me just count. Let me just make sure, because like all my pieces are on the same file. You know, he could like, I could potentially lose a piece. I counted twice. And then he played it, and I was like, what the fuck? So, what are our thoughts on knight e4? I thought for 10 minutes here, and I didn't understand. I could not figure it out. And I was like, I mean, either I'm an idiot, or like, this just doesn't work. And I may have even gotten up and like drank water to not freak myself out over nothing. But eventually I just like took back, and I was like, what's going on here? And then I left for a while. And then he took out the rook. It's like, God, what the hell is happening? So the thing about him, he's gonna find something, you know, he's gonna make something happen here. So I take him. He goes rook e8. And I have like 5 different ways I can deal with this. Like, I can go here, I can go here, I can go here, I can go here, you know. I decided, yeah, he wants queen g2 me. I decided that this doesn't work. I just play rook f2. And he just has his nothing. Like, queen d5 is coming. He plays this sneaky ass move. So if I play knight c3, which is like a natural follow-up, his point is this, and I actually do lose here. So like, he's still working his magic. I could take here and still be winning, but I just went here because that's a queen trade. I'm up material, I should trade. Yeah, I guess he just... No, he said, he actually told me, I thought it was a blunder, like he just missed something, but he said that his position was so bad, he just tried to make it something work. I think he was just really frustrated. But that's what happens when you put so much positional pressure on someone. They do like crazy things. You know, especially if there's other things psychologically going on with them. Like, these are humans we're playing, you know? Like, they don't like being, like, you know, pushed around every single move like that. So in a way, it's like, what the hell was he supposed to do? I don't know. But, alright, he's trying to come in and do stuff. I play rook c3, I defend my guy, I over-defend this guy. I just couldn't see how this was ever going to be a problem. He played h6, which just creates a hook for me. We go knight g3, and he's trying to do something. I don't know what it is. Like, look at all the squares I'm defending. I'm defending all the squares. The only square I'm not defending is this one. But it's like, he can't attack it twice. So I just go ahead with g5. This move scared me at first. I mean, I don't even know why. Because after queen e1, I just have rook d1, which I think is a pretty brutal move. Like, he just has to go back somehow. Some way. And then I take on h6. And I put my rook on g1. And I play knight h5. Time situation, we're on move 35. We both have 36 minutes. He goes king f7 because he wants to not hang this and such. But I really, really like how I ended the game. Like, I love how I ended the game. I like it because I was still trying to like have some fun at least because I knew he wasn't going to resign because that's not something he does. Not rook e1. Rook e1 loses. Does it not? I guess it doesn't. Rook e1 is nice. I forgot that I was attacking f6. That's a nice move. It's like there's probably a lot of very cool creative ways. I did mine in like a typical Zefcat like endgame way. I've turned into Daniel. I decided to trade the queens. Queen e6 is forced because like if he goes like king f8, I just go h7. He can't take, and he's gonna die. So he has to go here. And then I went knight g7, which like just from like, you know, an endgame point of view is like so hot. Because I'm guarding the only square that rook can come back to prevent promotion. So I play rook g4, knight f3. There's no perpetual going on here. He attacks my rook. But I very calmly play rook h4. And this was my idea attached to knight g7. So if he takes my guy, I play h7. He can't go here. If he goes here, this is just mating. He ended up playing king g8. I still play h7. He still can't take my knight. He plays king h8. And then I play the very nice just rook e2, forcing a rook trade, and the end of the game. He still plays on. He plays g5, and I was like, God, like just like make it stop. And then I decided to turn it into a king and pawn endgame for funsies. You know, and I played king e5, which I liked here. I don't know why, just aesthetically, I thought that was like it doesn't matter. I'm just winning, but because you know from here I calculated to the end of the game, but. So the point is, king close enough to do this, and then like, you know, he goes this way, like he's just, I think this, and then I go here, or something. So he goes here, and then I bring king in, and then I go here, and then I put him in stalemate, so that he has to push his final pawn, and then I checkmate him. And that was why I brought king in. But I like giving him the hope, you know, like stalemate's on the board, kind of. But like, yeah. So that was my game. And it's like, man, that's chess. I wish I can beat 2100 like this. He's not 2100 anymore. Man, that's chess. It's all true. So anyway, buy my book, the Zefcat system, how to become a millionaire in these 3 steps, if you want to beat 2100s like this. Long road trip home after. Okay, but like the game I played after this, one of the worst games I've ever played in my life, so it's like, you know, stay tuned for that, I guess.